Welcome back to United Photo Booth Business, where every episode supercharges your journey as a photo booth business entrepreneur. Brought to you by Canary Capital Productions. We're all about innovating the photo booth world with marketing ideas, groundbreaking strategies, and success stories. This is a channel that will ignite the fire in you to help you skyrocket your profits. I'm your incredible host, David Rodriguez. What's good? Let's get it, baby.
How's it going, guys? Pleasure to be here.
I'm kidding, Victor. How you been, bro?
I've been good, bro. Just, learning some new things, working. But it's been a good time, man.
Yeah, welcome back, bro. So earlier you had a couple questions like save those for later, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm excited because as photo booth business owners, there's a big event coming up. I think you heard of it. It's called PBX, the Photo Booth Expo.
Yeah.
You going?
I'm not 100% sure right now.
Okay.
But I'm thinking about it though.
Okay.
Thinking about it. You're going?
Heck yeah, I'm going.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to go last year. My excuse to myself was because I was too busy working on my business. But when I realized what Photo Booth Expo was, it doesn't make any sense for us not to go. So what it consists of is there's going to be keynote speakers. So it's people that have been in the photo booth industry and that mastered a certain aspect of the business, go out there and they speak like keynote speakers. So they have presentations throughout the 19th all the way to the 22nd. And this is going to be in February, right? So every day there's something popping off, something new. So they'll cover either gadgets and software, and then you have another speaker that focuses on SEO. And then you have another speaker that just focuses on ads, right? Other speakers that are going to show you, hey, this is how you go after a certain niche. And then throughout that time frame, there's going to be a bunch of merchants and vendors, Victor. So imagine you and I walking into a warehouse filled with different vendors that have beautiful different types of photo booths, bro. You'll feel like a kid in a candy store.
So I'll test out everything, huh?
Yeah, so if you can't make it this year, I'm gonna grab as much footage as I can. I'm gonna try to interview as many people as I can, and I'm really gonna try to bring some of the value, the insight to the audience, because a lot of folks, they're busy and they have families, and it's all the way in Vegas too.
Yeah.
So that's what it's all about, Victor.
You know, put some videos out there?
Fuck yeah.
Well, I'll stay tuned, bro, for sure.
Yeah. How's that juice, man?
It's good, man. It's good, yeah.
Yeah, what you're drinking now, Victor, you have no idea what I put in there, huh?
Bro, all I saw was cucumbers, dude. That's all I know.
Yeah, there's cucumbers in there. So the Photo Booth Expo, definitely see if you can make it next year. And if there's still time, I know you stay busy, show up, Victor.
This year.
You won't regret it. You know, I got some insider information on the Photo Booth Expo for people that have been going. And someone told me, David, you're gonna see every booth that you ever dreamed of, different price points, and different manufacturers from different states. Some of them are nationwide.
Yeah.
Some of them are actually outside the US, right? He said, don't buy anything on the first day. And I was like, why? He said, a lot of the people that are going to the Photo Booth Expo that are vendors, they're bringing inventory and they're shipping in inventory. So he said, take cash. He said, make your purchases on the very last day during the last 2 hours, because that's when you're gonna get the fattest deals, because vendors don't wanna take back some of that inventory or spend money shipping it back. When I heard that, I was like, I'm taking cash, Victor. I'm taking cash. I'm gonna try to negotiate some sweet deals.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be my strategy. It takes me back to the swap me days.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hispanic, like
Going to some.
¿Cuánto? ¿No me la dejas 5? No, pues a ver si no puedo hacer dinero.
Yeah. A 10 me lo llevo ahorita.
Yeah. So the swap me was a crazy thing, Victor.
Yeah.
What are some things that are standing out to you this year that didn't stand out to you last year?
This year,
Yeah.
well, this year it's my first official slow season. January, everyone's making back their money from spending everything on Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, So it is more on the slower side this month.
Yeah.
So right now, one thing that stood out to me is right now, I guess like this month, it's kind of like the building months in a way, right? So getting ready for that peak season, getting ready for those spring weddings, things like that. So yeah, this year I'm definitely focusing more on just upping my SEO, getting into ads. We talked about a little earlier.
Okay.
Just focusing more on taking advantage of these slow seasons to really, so when those fast seasons come around, just being one of the top ones.
With the slow seasons, for me, I personally think that it's for people that are brand new. the slow season is almost that season that's going to make you or break you. Because when you get started on the photo booth business, I don't know exactly when everyone has got started with their business, but what I do know is that if you get started during busy season, then you feel like, oh, I'm going to make it real big in the photo booth industry because I've been 2 months in and I already got 1 or 2 or 3 bookings. But for the people that get started with the photo booth business during slow season, it's like you won't see leads, you won't see inquiries, you won't see any bookings. And it's scary because if you have no experience and you've never been in the industry, you don't realize that there's actually slow seasons like you just said. So now that I've been in business for a full 2 years, now I get to weather it and not overthink things in a negative way. And thinking like, oh man, maybe I'm just not doing a good enough job. But what I like about what you just mentioned is that slow season is the perfect season for the photo booth business owner to really work on the infrastructure, work on their marketing, work on their ads, maintenance their equipment, come up with a real good plan, and then tackle that plan. Because what happens is when it gets busy, bro, we don't have time to do almost anything.
Dude, it's just back-to-back events, back-to-back, driving everywhere, loading everything back up.
Emails, overlays, text messages.
It's a lot. But like this past December, dude, crazy.
November, December was fucking October, November, December.
Dude,
right?
Absolutely insane, bro.
Tell me a little bit about your October, like your fourth quarter.
Starting in October, it started picking up a bit, Halloween events, things like that. And then November, honestly, for me, it was like kind of like this. October, November, December, dude. It was just, December was insane. I think I had like 10 events, 12 events in December.
Jeez.
Dude, it was absolutely insane,
And those events, those inquiries and events that you got in December, you notice you got inquiries for January too, like for the New Year's?
Yeah.
Did you feel it where you were getting so many inquiries for New Year's Eve that you regret not raising your prices for that day?
100%.
So we need to start coming up with premium pricing for certain holidays.
Yeah, exactly. I think Christmas, New Year's, are definitely top 2.
Did you work all holidays?
Christmas Day.
Like you personally?
Christmas Day I didn't.
Okay.
Christmas Eve and New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve,
Okay. And it's your full first year as a photo booth business.
Full first year, yeah.
Okay. So Victor, what do you feel you should do now to grow your business? I know you're doing things right now during slow season. Can you walk us through what someone should consider doing? Because I don't really believe that anyone should do something specifically, but I do feel like everyone has a certain way to get leads in business, so we can learn from everybody. And so right now, as it is slow season, and the slow season is usually January, and then you start getting increased February, March.
Yeah.
Right? So right now in January, what are you doing and what would you recommend people do?
So right now, one thing I've always wanted to do is just revamp my website, right? Because we know the website, you mentioned this in one of your videos before, your website is kind of like your moneymaker while you sleep, right? So some people get leads off of word of mouth, things like that, just because of who they are as a person, Okay. But when people don't know you, and when they look at it, your website is basically like your front persona in a way.
Sure.
If it's messy, they're not really gonna want to book, right? But if it's organized, fun, there is gonna be more
captivating.
Yeah, captivating, exactly. Yeah. So I feel like I want to revamp my website, get a professional to do it, just so those leads that come in, they transfer more over to bookings.
Yeah, so definitely you're working on your website, you're beautifying it, and also making it, like you said, more captivating that entices the actual browser, the person who's actually considering your business, to say, this place looks like they know what they're doing.
Exactly.
They have their contact information everywhere. Let me either give them a call, or because their booking process seems so painless, let me just book right now. Because I think one of the best things, Victor, and let me know if you had this experience, is waking up in the morning, looking at your phone, and realize that someone booked. Like without calling you, without messaging you, without emailing you.
Exactly.
It just says notification booked, and it shows their first name, last name, how many hours. For me, that right there is that's the beautiful. It's almost like when I was doing Amazon FBA, and I would wake up to how many units sold, and Amazon would do all the shipping for me.
Yeah.
Well, my website did all the booking for me. and all the information for me. And so I totally agree that people should be working on their website periodically, maybe every quarter. But cool, man. Thank you for sharing that part. What else are you doing, Victor?
Just SEO right now.
SEO.
SEO is, I feel like, one of the most important, if not the most important thing when it comes to business owners.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you know, but if the regular person, oh, I have a wedding coming up, I want to book a photo booth. What's the first thing they do? They go on Google, through a photo booth near me, or photo booth Orange County, 360 photo booth rental. You know, and if you're one of those businesses that rank at the top with those keywords, you're gonna do good, right? You're gonna be the top ones. So I feel like that alone, it's something we should all work on, basically every day.
SEO. So
SEO.
I'll expand on that. That's actually really good that you bring that up. So when we talked about the website, about making it prettier and nicer with nicer pictures, better fonts, everything aligned and just compressed where it's like it really comes to life when you click on that, right? And also the site speed, how fast you can get the page to populate on your phone and on your desktop, that also matters, right? Site speed. But when it comes to SEO, one thing that I haven't shared with everyone just yet, but I'm doing it right now, and that's what matters, is build a location page for your website. So when you go on your website, and if you guys are, what I'll probably do, I know this is more for podcasts, but if you guys are watching this, what I'll do is I'll try to show you guys an example on the video where you have your website, Victor. Your website is gonna be showing about us, contact us, gallery, photo booth, pricing, and booking. And if you wanna go wild, you can add a blog to it, because when you add a blog to your page, now you're putting content with certain keywords, and that blog alone can get your website to get more views because that blog can actually rank on Google.
Yeah.
But even better than that, what I started doing, and this took me some time, but it's worth doing, build a location page on your website. So you open up a brand new page within your website, you name it locations, and within locations, you do a bunch of sub pages for locations. So if you go to my website now, you go to locations, it says Rancho Cucamonga photo booth rental, Pomona photo booth rental, San Dimas photo booth rental. And these are all sub pages. Each sub page has its own SEO with those keywords, content, and a video.
Really? I did not.
Exactly.
I did not
Bro,
know.
I'm bringing the fire this year, Victor. So you get to do all that. And if you're already paying for your website, why not make it more of an asset? So this costs nothing but time. And this is gonna bring in a bunch of leads. So now, for example, just to give you an example, let's say you go on the Google search engine and you type in Calamesa photo booth rental. It'll show the header, the title of my sub page, and that takes you to my actual website. So even though my main page, my landing page that's not the SEO for it, I can customize the SEO per page in the website. It's called a sub page.
Yeah.
And I know I'm verbally, and I know you kind of grasp it because you mess with your website, because every page on your website has its own SEO. And on top of that, you can change the tag URL to match that as well. So now your tag URL and your SEO and your H1 all matches, bro. So imagine using that. And how do I know this? We have to geek out, bro. Like you said, SEO is everything.
Yeah.
So for those listening to this right now, go on your website and do that. Do that, Victor, and it's gonna help you a bunch. And one more thing to put that shit on steroids is do this. So when you have your location page and you have a bunch of sub pages for it, for your sub page, you can have a video that's hyperlinked to a video on YouTube. And then you title that YouTube video the same thing to match that actual sub page. So now you have what's called a backlink from YouTube pointing to your website and from your website pointing to YouTube.
Okay, damn, David, okay.
This is free, dog. So when you ask me, David, are you running ads? I always try to do the things that are gonna help me organically and long term. Because ads, as great as they can be, yes, it's a lot of money up front. And it's a lot of running a test A and test B, multiple ads at one time to see which one performs better. And then you get your winner. But by the time you get to your winner, you probably spend maybe a couple $100. And you gotta realize that it's like going to the casino and is putting money into a gambling machine until it pays off. But once you find that winner, Victor, you can push that ad as much as possible, and you can start, targeting different demographics in different cities. Now, here's the thing. You shared that you opened up another Google profile page, right?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me a little bit about that because we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. So basically, when I first started my business, for me it was just 360, right? I didn't really look into the regular photo booths. I went all in on the 360.
Right.
So everything from my business, my Google profile, to my DBA name, to like you get Instagram names, everything like that it's 360.
Revolves, right?
Yeah,
Keep those
everything
keywords.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm doing good in the 360 game. But when it comes to the photo booth, I was not getting anything rented out because
Gotcha.
people would come to my page and my profiles, they'd be looking for 360, right?
Yes.
So then I talked to you a little bit about it, and then you told me like, hey, I would recommend doing another DBA, another Google profile, but specifically with basically the same thing, but with photo booth rentals, right? So that's what I did, and now I'm in the process of building basically everything up again from scratch: websites, SEO, Google Business Profile, Instagram pages, Facebook pages. So everything up again with the rich photo booth rental Orange County.
Keywords.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
All right, so that's great. And the reason I recommended you do that versus trying to make a 360 booth page all of a sudden convert for your photo booth rentals is that because it gets indexed and then it gets authority for certain keywords. So when you do the Google profile alone could do a lot of the heavy lifting for you because the title on your Google page, like you said, photo booth rental Orange County, that right there is a beautiful long tail keyword right there, right? So if you can own it and even try to go on, buy that domain too that matches that. I think I beat you to it though, Victor. I think I did this a long time ago. But you can still get it, and it could be .net, .info. It doesn't have to be .com. All right. So for those who don't know, the difference is when you're buying a domain, and let's say, for example, like the example we're using right now about the photo booth rental Orange County, if .com is already taken, so .com stands for company. And then .info stands for information. And so, online stands for online store. I'm sorry, you can do store as well. And so on and so forth, like .org organization, right? So that's all it really means. Now, people think, well, .com is more powerful than .net. Not really, not anymore. Back in the day, yes, because that was like the first thing that came out was a .com. But now it's about what work and what content you put out that revolves around that keyword. But that domain definitely helps, Victor.
Speaking of domains, dude, I recently watched your video. I did not know this either, that you can buy multiple domains and tie it all back to your main page. Dude, I did not know that.
Yeah, I'm glad. And just really quick for anyone that hasn't met Victor, one thing that I admire about Victor is he booked meetings with me, like one-on-ones. Like he paid, we sat down on Zoom, and he did this twice. And you are the type of person, bro, that actually applied the things that we covered and you got results. And the reason I bring you on the show is because you're a good example of you do the work, you do the research, and then you apply what you learned. So and then you get the results, right? And then you get the results, and then it builds confidence. And then you go back into the drawing board, into the lab, and you do some more research, and you keep doing it over and over again to a point where a year later, people look at you as like an expert, and you don't feel like an expert because you were just doing the work and applying it. So, and this happens to me all the time, I lose train of thought. So when you buy a domain, that domain, you can have multiple domains point to your ultimate website.
Yeah, I did not know that, bro. I found that out. I watched one of your videos this morning on the way over here. Dude, and that's when I found it out. I was like, bro, what? If I'm gonna get home, I'm gonna purchase some domains.
Purchase some domains, bro. The reason I went to purchase some domains is because I do have plans for the business and I want to beat everyone to the domain. So one thing that I did is photo booth rental is taken. That thing's been around for ages and ages and ages. But it's taken, right? Not even .net is available. That was taken too. So what do? Given the circumstances and the evolution that we're going through, I bought a domain called photoboothrentalai.com. Because AI, we already know, is here to stay.
Yeah, it's trending right now too.
So always think futuristically and think what's also, relevant. So do that. Buy some domains. When you buy those domains, Victor, make sure that you're including them in everywhere you're posting that allows you to put in those domains, because that's how those domains are going to start getting indexed and they're going to get associated with your main website. So thanks for reminding me about that. So for SEO, because we're still in the SEO segmentation right now, is when you start your photo booth business, just like Victor said, is don't be fixated on only one service, one product. If you're going to be offering multiple things, make sure your website really complements your services. So in this case, Victor, if we knew this would happen, because I'm in the same boat as you were, right? Where we started with the 360 booth and we went hard. And that's all what's on our mind, right? I got to 360 booth, I think, before I even bought my first photo booth.
Okay.
Because, we got started when that thing was just popping. So, but now, like I said, my website alone too, it does really well for 360 photo booth rental, but not so hot for the photo booth rental. Same thing with my Google profile, which is I opened up another Google profile. But here's another thing. So on top of you building a locations page within your website without paying extra money and getting more traffic to your website, and on top of buying domains that have keywords that also complement your website, what you can also do is you can actually buy a second page, build a second website for only $16 a month on Wix.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So what you can do now is, because you own both of those websites, you can have one website cross-referencing like doing like cross sales.
Oh, okay.
So for example, say you're paying for your website right now and you're paying for the Business Pro because you have booking in there, you have point of sale, you're able to do money transactions, and that you're paying premium, right? But if you pay an extra $16, now what you can do is you can build a brand new website design with heavy SEO for the photo booth rental and your location, have multiple pages, and then have links going back to your website and back and forth. But the most important part here is that for $16, when you build that beautiful website with some new photos, new content, because a lot of people struggle building a website because they have no content. And if you guys don't have any content, if you guys visit my website, you'll see that I have photo booth content. I think you bought some of it in the past. Yeah. And you also got lucky and got like promos, like when I put out promos.
Yeah, when you first put out promos? Yeah, for free? Yeah.
Yeah, so that could be purchased on my website, canarycapitalrentals.com. And so getting back to the topic is, so you pay $16 for this website page, Victor. And then when, say for example, people want to book with you, you can make that booking button a hyperlink so that they can check out on your main page, so you don't have to pay a premium for the transactions that our premium page would have.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. That makes everything, I feel like that would make everything so much easier also, because instead of going back and forth on like your total amounts, you just have everything on one website.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
So that just points them and takes them to that calendar on your main page, and then they'll just check out on your main page.
Got it.
But but your other website got that traffic. Got that the search in, so it'll record it as data, like people actually visiting that website.
Damn, okay.
Yeah, dude, so we're going hard. Don't even worry about that, Victor. So, for everyone that's listening right now, Victor, and Drew, also from YouTube, he made a video and he said, don't watch my videos, because a lot of people just consume and they do research, but they never step outside of their door and become a practitioner and put everything they learned into practice. You are the total opposite, Victor. And this is why we're here having this conversation, is because you take action. And sometimes you take action off of optimism and you're enthusiastic, and the results will vary, right? Because it depends on your level of, one, how you really execute it to the T. And that's the key word right here, right now. Talking about SEO, the key word of the conversation is execution.
Exactly.
You can learn as much as possible. You can read as many books and listen to podcasts. But if you don't execute, then
nothing's gonna happen.
You have to have the willpower to execute, man. So this is another reason why I started fasting and changing up my lifestyle. Because quite honestly, you do get to a point in your business where you become a little complacent and money's coming in and you feel like, well, I want to take my life back and I want to just, stay neutral, right? And just kind of coast and autopilot. But quite honestly, Victor, I'm way too young for that. And there's way too many people I feel like are relying for David to come up with like, okay, David, what else should I do now? And so here we are, man, like innovating, and I'm trying to share as much as I can with you because I know that you are going to take today's information and apply within 24 to 48 hours. Yeah.
Bro, you best really want to buy some domain, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Add a location page. Yeah.
So I use Wix. You use Wix as well, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people like Wix. A lot of people rather go with other websites. So it's hard for me to speak about other websites. But the reason I like Wix, like I said, is because when everything I'm sharing with you, I learn from their actual representatives.
Oh, God.
So because when you go to help and you give them the phone number and they'll call you within 3 to 30 minutes, what I love about it is you get an expert on the phone. And what I do is I get to talk to them for free, in a way for free. So I'll pick their brain. I'll tell them, look, this is what I'm trying to do. How could I do this the most cost-effective way? So then they tell me, well, you can get this plan and you get 2 gigs of memory, so on and so forth. My point I'm trying to make is that I like Wix and I like Snapic as well because of the overall customer support. And that, as a businessman, I appreciate great customer support.
Yeah. Yeah, Snapic has some great customer service, dude. I've been in a pickle a couple times at events, bro.
Yeah.
I text them real quick, dude, and they reply probably 2 minutes, a minute, dude.
Snapic.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
I like Snapic too because not only that, but have you noticed that 24 hours later, you'll get something in your inbox and it's then checking up on you?
Yeah.
Hey, Victor, is there anything else I can help you with? I like, what? And I was like, no, I'm good, thank you. And then a week later, hey, just wanted to touch base, making sure everything was like, damn, Snapic.
Yeah, dude.
So what I did with Snapic is I reached out to some of the main folks over at Snapic, and because I love their systems in play, I love their automations, I love all of that. I wanted to see if I could book a one-on-one with them so that I can kind of take some of those systems they have in place and put them in my business. Because I'm sure that some of that might be AI mixed with maybe like a role responder. But dude, just to have those automations, those emails going out and all that stuff, that builds your brand.
Yeah.
So if you guys are listening to this section of the podcast, if you guys have a photo booth or a 360 booth, I recommend Snapic. I'll use my link. I have an affiliate link, Victor. So that link will save you 10% off on your weekly subscription, monthly, or annual subscription. Which version are you using right now? You're going all out, right? You're going with
the 169?
I think it's the Enterprise.
Yeah.
I like that one. It's not and you know this, Victor, like you shopped around. Snapic is not the cheapest when it comes to the software.
But it is, dude, it's definitely worth it.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, honestly, like if you guys haven't tried it, honestly, there's a 7-day free trial, right?
7 days.
Just give it a try. Yeah. Honestly, give it a try.
Highly recommend that. And they continue to innovate. Right now, there's something in beta. I don't know if you noticed, but they'll take a photo of you, and then they'll do the AI where it makes you look like either like a superstar or
like a character and stuff like that.
Different characters.
Yeah.
I think it's entertaining. I don't think it'll stick around for a long time. But right now, given the trend, it's about keeping with the trend and then keep providing the consumer with what they want. And they want what's hot. They want what's trending so that they can post on social media.
Yeah. I feel like those type of things, more like certain niches for like certain events, I guess, like if you got booked for like a comic thing or something like that,
there you go.
A Disney thing, I guess that could be cool. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's more niche.
So social media, Victor, because I just my bulb just lit up. It was a little dim right now. It just lit up. Like I'm trying to get this screwed in correctly. So social media, right? And we're still on the SEO topic, even though we digressed a little bit on the software side. But with SEO, another thing that I shared with you that I didn't really share with anyone else is when it comes to SEO, another thing you can do that's absolutely free is when you post on Instagram and it asks for the location, always use the location of the people that you want to target. So all the videos that I post on Instagram, I never post San Bernardino for all my videos. I never do Ranch Cucamonga for all my videos. I use a location of the location that I want to target as far as SEO goes. Because when you go and you select the location, what the algorithm does, what Instagram does, it'll push that video out to people that reside in that location. So you do that on Instagram, and on top of that, you add 25 hashtags that are relevant to your post and location you're trying to target. And this is now how I'm able to go on Google, type in certain keywords, and my Instagram pops up now. Another thing that's absolutely for free, Victor.
Yeah.
Absolutely free, ladies and gentlemen. Check that out. Cheers to that. Yeah. Cheers to you, Victor.
Cheers, man.
Good shit, bro. So SEO, and I think you mentioned something earlier about running ads, right?
Yeah.
I think running ads is essential. And in the very beginning, I was just because I knew a little bit about SEO and I got like a Google certificate. So I knew more or less what long tail keywords and things like that. I said, I want to just rank organically. But now what's happening is you can only do so much with your website and you can only do so much with your Google profile. So what I want to do with ads is I want those ads to show up where people can actually afford my services. Because what's happening, Victor, and a lot of people will come across this issue because I see it in the Facebook community. Facebook community, if you guys are listening, is 360 Booth Global Family.
Yeah.
All right, join that group. There's over 8,000 members right now. Some people that have been in the group are like newbies, right? And some people been there longer than I have in the game. So back to what I was saying is, if you, and I think this is a story, I think I might have heard from Alex Hormozi. I think I heard it from him. He said that there's a guy that was stuck on the freeway and there was another guy that stopped by to help him, and he got him to, he gave him a lift to his house, so he helped him out. The guy that he helped out was a multimillionaire. So the multimillionaire, later on, as a thank you, he paid off the other guy's mortgage. The guy that helped him. The guy didn't know who he was helping though. And in reality, that can happen. I can see it happening. You see that stuff every now and then. But so if that guy would have helped someone else, he could have got a simple thank you from someone else, maybe $20, maybe $40 for their cash, for their gas, right?
Gas, yeah.
But for us, Victor, the way I was able to take that and apply it to the business is we're here to help people. We're here to help people with their event, execute an event that's full of fun, right? And those people that we help, we get to pick and choose who we want to help. And their gratitude and their thanks is going to be different in comparison to any other individual. So when I have a specific avatar in mind, that person that I want them to book with me will not bring up discounts, promos at all, will not haggle me on the price, will be professional. They'll have a team that's punctual, emails, right? That's the avatar that I want. That's the avatar that's going to give me their repeat business, and that's the kind of client that also will take their time to go on Google and give you. Yeah. So once you start targeting that person, you help them, they help you back, and it's a beautiful reciprocation, and it's a long-term relationship. Versus the people that hit you up last minute and try to lowball you on top of that, and then you tell them like, listen, everything is due up front because we usually collect the payment 7 to 10 businesses before the event date. And then they're saying, well, can I pay you when you get here? Look at how much shit we went through already with someone that already booked late. So why would you want to cater to that client? You don't need the headache. You want those clients, like I said, that are going to be more than happy to pay you what you're worth as far as your experience and your expertise go. So for people watching this video, guys, I want you to come into the industry not because you need to make money to pay your rent, not because you want to supplement your monthly income and are desperate just to make an extra few to a couple $1,000s, but I want you to come to the industry with the master plan so that when opportunities come up and they're not aligned with your mission, you're not in a position where you feel so, there's scarcity for money that you make these decisions based off of pressure and you take on events that are not aligned with your overall mission. Because a lot of people, Victor, what they'll do is they'll come into the industry and they just want to make the money back they spent on the photo booth. So they'll take on anything and cater to anyone. And so right there, how do you set yourself apart when you are cutting the industry down by offering dirt cheap prices? So the reason I say come into the industry without needing the money is because it'll give you leverage and it'll put you in a position of power where you can say, no, we're fully booked. You don't want that client, or you can redirect that client to someone else and get a finder's fee, make a finder's fee if you want. But yeah, Victor, I don't know, maybe this year you'll experience where you're in a position where you can either take on the event or tell yourself, I'd rather not. So that's something I really want people to think and think about it and remove some of the instant gratification, like, dude, I made a quick $500. Because
it's all long term. Because if you're doing events like every weekend, right, every other day for $200, $300 for 2 hours, you're gonna get burned out, dude.
You're gonna get burned out.
You're gonna get burned out.
And those clients that you're catering to, you're most likely not gonna get too many referrals. And if you get the referrals, they're gonna be referrals that are only willing to pay around the same amount they paid for. Talk about that one experience where I gave you one of the leads, and then that lead became one of your long-term clients, and they did repeat business for you.
Yeah. So we mentioned in the last podcast as well.
Yeah.
My very first event.
Yeah.
Before I even had like a Google business profile and everything like that, I followed you like from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And then on your Instagram story, it was one of the first few events that you gave out. You posted on your story, hey, I need this event for Halloween or the 28th or something like that.
Okay.
And I hit you up. I was like, hey, I'm new to the game. My name is Victor. Introduce myself and stuff like that. And then you're like, give me your email, give me your phone number. I'll give you the information to the client. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then so the client gave me a call. We talked. She booked. Right. I will say that one I did price a little more under.
But tell people why. Like, tell me exactly why, Victor. Why did you price a little under?
It was my very first event, dude.
There you go.
My very first one.
Okay, so this is aligned with what we're just having a conversation about. It's like when you're first in the game, you're so excited, you're almost willing to do it almost for free.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I charged her $400 for 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So very first, and I didn't offer nothing. I didn't offer no party lights, no fog machine, no cold sparkles, like nothing like that, which is bare bones, right?
Okay.
So and then so I did her event. She liked it. She had a good time, obviously, right? Her guests, they all had a fun time. And then I got a call back from her, I want to say a couple months after, like, hey, I have my cousin's birthday coming up. We want to book you again, right? And I was like, oh, okay, for sure. So I did that event, and then she called me back again after that, and dude, yeah. And so right now I've done 3 events for her.
Yeah.
Hopefully again this year.
3 events.
Yeah,
in 1 year.
Yeah, 3 events in 1 year.
That's super solid, bro. That's super solid. Hey, so when it comes to the marketing and the SEO and all the ads, there's one thing that trumps all of that.
Repeat clients.
Repeat clients, dude.
Yeah.
Repeat clients. Keep those clients, man. So I think that a lot of people want to get more and more clients, but we should focus on our existing clients. So here's another thing that I want to share with you guys that's absolutely free. And I know Victor, within 24 to 48 hours, he's gonna go do it. So this is what I'm doing now. So in business, you wanna create urgency and scarcity. And people feel it when they're trying to book last minute and no photo booth operator is around.
Available.
So now they're willing to pay what they would not pay if there was too many people offering the service. Supply and demand, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So what you can do now, Victor, and this I think trumps ads, like beats ads. So all the people that book with you, you have their email, you have their information. So you start building an email list of all of your past clients. And so then you take that email list and you inject it into your template. Well, not exactly a template, but you wanna categorize it for repeat clients. And then what you start doing is every single month, or you can do it every single week, just depending on what you wanna do, is you send a newsletter or you send an email to all of your clients. The first email should thank them, for their past booking. And then you tell them, hey guys, just wanted to share our occupancy. Right now in the month of March, we only have availability for 2 more slots. And then from that point on, you update them every single month. So 1, you stay within their radar, and 2, you let them know that there's only so many spots available. So that's scarcity. Yeah. So what I love about that concept is they get this information up front because they're your repeat client. And so you want to give them the priority of booking versus a brand new client. So now they feel like, oh, this company is not only looking out for us, but they're updating us with their availability so that we don't come across a point where we're like crazy looking for a photo booth.
Yeah, I feel like they also kind of feel like we're their guy, Like they're my company,
Yeah.
So I feel like when you create that bond with them, especially, they're more than happy to refer you to other friends and family, compared to just someone new. Yeah, so I feel like
and if you really want to add a little bit more of an incentive, I would say hold off on this part, but you can always say, if you guys know anyone that would like to book and let them know about these dates, then we will be more than happy to give you a $50 referral. It's a credit for your next photo booth. But I don't want to do that, and I don't recommend doing that right away, because remember, all we're doing is staying within their radar, creating urgency, and letting them know that there's scarcity. So they don't want to miss out. Yeah. Especially, say for example, in January, you would have started these running, and these aren't even campaigns, Victor. You're not spending money.
Yeah,
this is just an email with like a template that looks like a campaign, but because they're your clients, you're sending it out to them through Wix, right? It's called email marketing. What's cool about this is that when they receive your email, you can word it however you want, add whatever things you want. And within that email, it could be Forever Friends February photo booth. And you can always have a jingle to it. And if you set it up to make it weekly, you can give them an update like, okay, we have 2 slots available, or you can use percentages. We are 85% booked. So you and I both know as photo booth business owners, even though we're, say for example, 50% booked, to them, they don't know how fast those slots are filling out, are being filled. But for us, we know that if worst case scenario, we can always hire someone else to fulfill bookings, even though our calendar show is full. But for the client, they know that it would be better to book with us directly before the time is too late.
Yeah.
And this also, Victor, allows the people like corporations and businesses to book with you months and months and months in advance. And this is what's been happening lately. Like for me, when I send out those emails, I already started getting for March, May, June, for June. And so what helps me is I'm able to get those bigger clients, and I made a video about this. I'm able to get those bigger clients that plan ahead and already have their budget to book way ahead. And so for me, that's a comforting place to be at, because it's like our calendars are getting booked far out. And so that just wanted to touch base on that part as well, because it kind of ties in a little bit into the marketing SEO aspect. But like I said, you can take advantage of those same clients and see the true value on your repeat clients.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
And like you said, you already made an impression.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, they know Victor, they know the team, they know the production. Get them. So I had a talk with someone that I truly admire. I had a talk with a gentleman named Thomas. Thomas is the owner of Stay Golden Photo Booth. And he is one of the few photo booth businesses that has a Google with over 200 5-star Google reviews.
Dang,
Yeah.
200?
Yeah, so I learned a lot from him within like one quick sit down, because he's been in the game for like more than 7 years.
Okay.
So there's a lot to soak up from him. And he's around my age. But one thing that really stood out from Thomas is he has like over 15 photo booth attendants. That is freaking crazy, bro. So a lot of us are coming into the industry, and some of us are getting traction quickly because we even have people that can, like we're friends with wedding planners and DJs and venue owners. And so sometimes some of us come into the game and we have leverage, we have an edge on the competition because of those. It goes back to, it's about who you know.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to Thomas, I was thinking like, one of the things that I struggled with, Victor, was finding talent, finding people that will stick around. And so I picked his brain a little bit, right? And I learned 2 things. So one, use Indeed. And then when when you're using Indeed, make sure your description and your summary have special bullet points. Like for me, example, it would be must live within 10 miles from San Bernardino. The reason why you want to put that is because you want efficiency. And by the end of the event, you want them to deliver your equipment back to you, not 2 days later or 3 days later, but everything is just way more optimized. So you get people that are close by that'll make it to the event and to the warehouse or to your location and pick up the photo booth on time. So you'll insert bullet points like that too. And then to filter some of the people out, you can put, as far as the pay rate goes, you can put $20 to $22 an hour. Because remember, they're using your equipment, right?
Yeah.
And they're going out there. And what I realized, Victor, is, and I'm always going to be very open as far as like when I fuck up or I feel like I haven't been doing the best job. And once I learn, it's like, okay, I need to like pivot. I need to really switch this up. I was overpaying my assistants.
Oh, okay.
I was overpaying them. I was paying them like $35 an hour. And so the reason I was doing that is because in my mind, I thought, well, why don't we just pay them a good amount of money so that we don't lose them? But see, the reason I made that decision and I don't want to have a high turnover was because the amount of work and that goes into the training.
Yeah.
And that's an investment of my time. But what I realize is if you can use a platform that gets a lot more candidates in, then you as a photo booth business owner, you get to pick and choose who you're going to interview, right? And once you find these candidates, right? And I think that the sweet spot is between 18 to 25 years old, because that's when they're full of charisma and energy.
Yeah.
And they're still sponges to a point where you can motivate them or you can influence them in a very positive way. And 18 to 25, because by then they're probably going to get ready to graduate from college too, and then they're going to be an engineer, or whatever they're going to be, which is more power to them. So use like platforms like Indeed or Facebook groups now hiring. And then also what I learned is you can expand a photo booth business much faster using a standard photo booth. Because my thing is like a lot of people that I was considering making an actual employee didn't have a van, didn't have a truck, didn't have a big SUV. They either had a coupe or a little sedan. And the 360 booth, you can't fit, you know, like your car is an exception because you have a hatchback.
Yeah.
Right? But how many people do you know have hatchbacks? Quite honestly, Victor, you're the only guy I know has a hatchback. You know, it's a dope car, but there's not hatchbacks. There's only certain sexy models. Like your model you has, it's an attractive model. Because, sorry, you get to an age where you're squishing, like, you ever accidentally squish one of your testicles?
Not yet, bro.
Oh man, that just happened right now. We'll cut that part out, maybe. So just continue keeping it raw here is when you're hiring and you want to scale your business, one, you want to make sure that you're still keeping enough profit to keep the business operating and scaling, not just getting by or staying afloat. You won't win.
Yeah.
Two is that if you start pushing out the photo booth concept more than the 360 booth concept, you'll know that there's a lot more, there's more of an ability there, a capacity to get more people because everyone drives a standard car. And you know what I learned, Victor? You can take the backdrop, you can take the entire photo booth and one box of props and fit it all in one car. And so this gives us photo booth business owners leverage, because now we don't have to look for a specific individual who drives a certain type of car and they have access to that car Friday, Saturdays, or Sundays, or during the week. Now we can reach out to an individual who just has a car. And so another thing, Victor, is, and here it was right on the tip of my tongue, but it'll come back to me. It was regarding the employment. Okay. So you have a pay rate for these people that you bring on, right? These photo booth attendants. When you are talking to them and interviewing them, you can sweeten up deals. You can offer them bonuses and rewards. One thing you can do is you guys get to keep all the tips. They keep all the tips. You don't even, it's cash. So we don't worry about it. We're good. And so you and I both know that some people tip hundreds of dollars when it comes to tips, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so one guy told me he one of the guys on Instagram said he got like a $600 tip. I was like, mine was $400. I thought mine was a lot. You know, $600.
$600.
Yeah. So if I got tips in the hundreds that frequently, I would probably bump up my photo booth prices. But it's all good. So another thing, if people are considering scaling, and you and I are in that phase right now, is that when they use their own car, my question was, well, if they're working for us and they get in a car accident, are we liable because they were on the hour, because we're paying them to get to a certain location, we're paying for the travel time? So now I learned that they have their own car insurance and they're 1099, they're contractors. So they're liable for their own car. Now, as far as our equipment inside of their car, we have our company insurance to cover the equipment. And that's one thing that I wasn't too sure of. So now, Victor, knowing this information, bro, get ready, bro, because we're going to fucking explode. We got to get at least like 5 in-house employees that are coming up and picking up the booths, good to go, like boom, boom, boom. The 360 booth, if you're watching this for the first time and you're in a sideline and thinking of buying a 360 booth, back then, Victor, I would tell people get the 40-inch because it's a perfect size and you can fit up to 4 to 5 adults. I like putting 4 adults on there because I don't like people butting each other and then stepping on the arm.
Their toes sticking out and then just smacks the arm.
Toe.
Yeah.
And so now what I've been through, I think getting the smaller, the one size smaller,
The 80 centimeter?
the 80 centimeter, I would probably do that. And the reason why not, Victor, is because now I'm thinking of scaling the business. So the 80 centimeter is the type of booth you can actually fit in a sedan in the trunk. And
Way lighter.
And you don't need to take a backdrop. So you have enough space. And it's lighter, like you said, maybe like 15 pounds lighter. And so if you are looking to add a booth to your business, maybe go with like the smaller, more compact size.
You posted a couple months ago that you bought a DSLR booth. How's that going for you? Like,
So
what is the process right now?
Yeah, DSLR booth that I bought, as beautiful it is and as attractive as it is, it works off the Surface Pro. And as I mentioned earlier, I use Snapic. So it doesn't work with Snapic. And I want to continue using Snapic because I love how you can airdrop things like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't really use that specific DSLR booth. So right now I'm actually in the market to buy a DSLR booth. And this is a great topic you bring up, Victor, because I think that slowly but surely people are going to start pivoting towards DSLR photo booths. The reason why is because you want to stand out from the competition and also bring the quality. You can't compare.
Premium pictures, yeah.
Yes. So if you're going to start targeting weddings, you definitely want to bring a DSLR camera.
100%.
Yeah. And so Snapic works really well with iOS, which is the iPad. So how cool would it be if we're at weddings at photo booth providers and we're able to text message, email, QR code, and airdrop. I want to say 90% of the people use, maybe I'm a little off, but I want to say at least 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 people use iPhones. And so to airdrop it, super nice. If they want to pay for the physical prints, they can airdrop it, put it on social media, 24 megapixel photo.
Yeah,
and they do the print out on the photo too as well. That's a freaking bundle.
Because even the file on social media, it's nice, dude. Because the quality on the Canon R7,
Yeah.
dude, it's crispy, bro.
Yeah.
Crispy.
Exactly. So, and for people that are using the iPad booth, there's always going to be a market for them. But if you want to start making minimum $700 per event, then that's when you have to bring out the DSLR booth.
Yeah.
And what you can do within the description is educate the consumer, saying, okay, this consists of the shell, $1,400, iPad, $1,000, Canon camera, R7, $1,400, camera lens. So now they're seeing all of the value they're getting
For a fraction of the price.
plus for a fraction of the price, plus the service behind it, and the photo booth attendant, and the props, and the overall experience. So to them, it's not like they're realizing, wow, this is how much value we're getting, and this is only how much we're paying, and we don't have to be stuck with all that equipment and anything. It's just we get to enjoy the service at a fraction of the price. So that's what you do, is you educate them on the value you're bringing. And so with the DSLR, another thing, Victor, is, and you know this too, when you bring your iPad booth to the outdoor event, it's shitty, bro.
Dude, because the sunlight, huh?
The sunlight.
Yeah, dude.
But when you bring a DSLR camera to an outdoor event, dude, if you have minimum 300 watts as far as flash power goes, no matter where you turn, how you turn it, you can offset it to where the people come out beautiful because of the flash. And a lot of people don't think of that, but because I'm getting more into the photography world, I realize you can take some gorgeous photos with the DSLR outside during photo booth events if you have a DSLR photo booth. And so I do think that it's going to start, there's going to be a pivot where people are going to gear more towards DSLR photo booths. And my ideal photo booth would be one that's light, made out of aluminum, one that tilts up and down, right? One that we're able to put the camera inside very, very easily, along with operating off of an iPad. So if we can have all that, and not just that, but have the power going to the iPad at 60 watts using a Type-C, the iPad won't drop a bit because there's so much power going to the iPad.
Yeah.
So the older, I don't know if you noticed this, but the older iPad booths, they're not Type-C. So they get less wattage, and throughout the event, we have your iPad on the brightness, on the highest brightness level, plus the processor's working 24/7.
Yeah.
The battery will drop slowly, but you never run out of battery. But that's just one thing I wanted to note. On top of that is the light of the actual iPad booth. Those we measure in lumens, depending on how bright it is. The higher the lumens, then you'll notice that it's much brighter. But my point I'm trying to make is you have to really geek out before you buy a photo booth. Don't look for the cheapest price. My thing when I first got started, Victor, was all about finding the cheapest price. But look at what happens is people buy very, very cheap. Why are you looking for the cheapest price? Why are you not looking for the best value? And I'm pivoting, man. I'm changing my shit up too. So now when I find something that says, man, that's expensive. No, Dave, it's not expensive. It's just you're broke. And let's just be real with one another, right?
Yeah.
Because if it's priced like that, it's priced like that for a reason. So now when I make a purchase, I look for value. So I encourage everyone that's in the game, that's ready to buy a photo booth, look for value. How does that look like? Okay, well, the warranty, that should be across the board the same, minimum 1 year. 2, after sale support. Once you buy it, how often can you reach technical support or customer service? Are they via just email, messages, right? After that is, what do I get as far as an onboarding bundle package goes? Because keep in mind, I'm buying a photo booth from you guys, but what else am I going to need? Okay, I'm going to need photo booth content. I'm going to need contracts. I'm going to need overlays. All that, right?
Yeah.
So if you can find someone that can provide you with all of that, and it's what I consider a turnkey package, it's like you bought it, you're ready to go to the event on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
So I want people to really slow down and not procrastinate too much, but start calculating things a little differently, Victor.
Got it.
Cheers.
No, yeah, I agree with you though. When you said people are gonna start turning more towards regular photo booths and DSLR booths, because I mean, with my first event, the 13th, it was a DSLR and 360. It was a bundle event. Dude, the DSLR booth is just way easier, way less hassle, dude. It's just, I don't know, for me, I enjoy it a tiny bit more than the 360 just because of how easy it is, you know? Yeah. And honestly, the pricing, pretty much the same. Like maybe the 360 you can charge a little bit more just because it's trendy premium service right now. Yeah. But in the long run, I mean, and regular photo booths are way more popular. You get me? So I feel like there's a bigger market as well.
Photo booths are, as I say, they're here to stay.
Yeah.
They've been around for ages. The only thing that's changing really is the shell of the booth and the quality of the photos.
Yeah.
But people love, like, I say this, people love reminiscing instantly. So they'll take a photo, 30 seconds later, oh, look at that.
Oh, remember when we took this picture?
Yeah, like 30 seconds ago. Where does the time go?
Yeah.
What do you think of them chips, Victor?
They're good, man. I like I can't believe these are mango. You said mango chili?
Yeah, that's mango with chili lime.
They're good though.
Yeah.
I like those, and then these kind of like spicy ones. These are good too.
Yeah. And Victor, so right now with your level of experience, do you feel like anyone that's getting ready to jump into the photo booth with all the information plus what's relevant right now, what would you tell them? Like, give them some advice and really like think about, like, if there was your little brother or little sister starting a photo booth business, give them these steps of what they should consider before making their purchase and even considering coming into the industry. Take it away.
Okay. So first, before you even consider getting into the industry, you have to first ask yourself, are you a people's person, right? Oh. Are you someone who even enjoys being around a party environment, talking with random strangers, holding a conversation? Because if you really want to succeed, honestly, it comes down to people skills as well, right? You go out there, in the beginning, you're going to go out there yourself, right? You're not really the odds of you having someone hired already in the beginning stages, it's kind of low, right? It's going to be you going out there yourself, and then when you're waiting for that video to load or that picture to load or that picture to print, right? It's a couple seconds. You don't want it to be awkward silence, right? You wanna make conversation, like, hey, how are you guys enjoying the event? You guys having a good time?
Hey, when's the last time you showered?
It's like, hey, how do you know the bride and groom, or what side of the family are you?
Sure.
You just have to make conversation, show everyone a good time.
People's person.
Exactly. Because then also you get the reviews, right? So first of all, you have to know, are you a people's person? Even if you're not right now, can you do that? Because if not, then the odds of you going out there and then just...
Sure. Very dry, not gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work, right? So once you do that, you understand you're a people's person, you wanna get into it, research what type of photo booth you want, right? Whether it's a 360, if you wanna go to the iPad route, just drop-offs, more on the passive side. If you want charge premium services for the DSLR booth. obviously research which one you want to get into. And then in the beginning, just focus on that one, I would say. Yeah. So first of all, those are 3 steps. And then if you want to get more really into the meat and potatoes, Google profile, SEO, I feel like those are going to be your best friends. Best friends in the beginning. Yeah. And then once you do that, then you can start getting into ads, and you can start going into Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, things like that.
Yeah. When I would say, just to add to all of that, is also envisioning yourself in the business a year in and see if you want to be owner operated, where you're just the operator and you're the owner, or if you want to start the business and have other people run your business while you actually own the business. Because a lot of people come into the industry to make more money, and they think, oh, if it's a low cost of entry to get started, then I can make money much faster. And then they'll make the mistake, and like you said, you can get burned out if you continue doing 4 events a month for a year. You'll lose your enthusiasm.
Yeah.
You started off as a people's person, now you hate humans. It's crazy.
It happens.
And so what you're putting down is absolutely true. So if you guys are barely going to get started, think about how soon are you guys going to be hiring someone. I would say try to hire someone within like your 4th event, because by the time you're at your 4th event, maybe you had an assistant with you that has the potential to show up by themselves and then grow from there. Because my thing is, try to find people to replace what you're currently doing as fast as possible. Once you learn how to do that, not only do you become a leader, but you become a visionary, because you don't stay stuck in one place. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Victor for being on the podcast. This is his 2nd time, but Victor is, like I said, he is a doer. He gets shit done. I want you guys to get shit done. I want you guys to rewatch this video and revisit some of the conversations me and Victor had. And also, some of these topics are going to bring about new questions. Put your questions in the comment box below. All right. I'm going to do my very best to answer some of those questions, maybe even take some of those questions and answer them podcast style or video style. So thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, this is United Photo Booth, a Canary Capital production. You guys stay blessed. Good luck on your next event. Thank you, Victor.
Yeah, of course, man. Peace, guys.
All right. It's a wrap, man.
That's right.
By the way, guys, if you guys want to collaborate or know a little bit more about me or follow me, you guys can look me up on Instagram, Lunacy360 Photo Booth. Thank you, guys.